From New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Steve Allen.
Thanks very much. Good evening. Welcome once again to I've Got a Secret. I don't think that I'm going to introduce the members of our panel tonight because we're approaching the end of the season, and frankly, I've run out of clever things to say about them. So just for a change, what do you say we let the panel introduce themselves? Here they are.
I'm Betsy Palmer, the golden girl, just a wee bit tarnished of I've Got a Secret.
I was born February 18th, 1920. I had many hardships in my early life, and I'm working at 45 to overcome them. Oh, my name's Bill Cullen.
And I'm Bess Meyerson, and I'm the tallest girl on television and the only one on the panel with long hair.
You going to stand for that, Henry?
Here's a man. So difficult to do. What can I say about him? The fact that he is lovable, charming, gracious, kindly, with a modicum of wit, shows up on time, has a perfect and marvelous background.
Okay, panel, you all set to play the game?
Yep.
Or do you just want to go on like that all night? I don't care, one or the other. Anyway, let's meet our first contestants. Here they are. You know, this is the time of the year when young people are out looking for summer jobs, and these four young men should be an inspiration, seriously, to all young job seekers watching tonight, because each has found some ingenious way to earn money to collect his college expenses. Now, each panelist will have an opportunity to question one of these young fellows about his summer job. We'll start with Betsy and this young gentleman to my right. So if you'll tell us your name, first of all, sir, where you're from.
My name is Steve Deakins from Marietta, Georgia.
All right. Betsy, Steve Deakins has taken a year from school to earn enough money to go to college. Will you whisper to me the details, what you worked at to raise that money, Steve? When this young man enters college, Betsy, he plans to major in geology. There's a little hint for you.
Geology. What you're going to earn your living by, Stephen, does it have to do with the country rather than the city?
No.
No. All right, I saw Steve's head going like this, but you say no. It has to do then with working in the city.
I wouldn't go so much for his...
What he works at?
I wouldn't do that. I go what he did during this past summer.
Oh, what you did do, not what
Yes.
you're going to do to get into school. Oh, did it have to do with rocks at all?
Yes.
Did it have to do with breaking rocks?
Yes.
It did. He worked on a chain gang. No. Did you do it in Georgia?
No.
Did it have to do with construction?
No.
It had to do with destroying buildings?
No.
Destruction.
Steve, tell Betsy, I should say, how you're going to raise the money for your education.
I go pan in Alaska. I go mine.
Pan,
Gold
mine,
pan.
gold pan. After you sifted all the dross from the whatever, how much did you make? How much money?
Not a bit.
Not a bit?
It's not last summer.
I see. Would you plan to go back to it?
Big money's this summer.
This summer.
I see. All right, now, Bill, I want you to meet this next young gentleman, fellow up to my right here. Could you tell us your name and where you're from?
Lloyd Greenlee from Monmouth Beach, New Jersey.
All right.
I'm attending Rutgers.
Rutgers. I know that you just started a new summer job, Lloyd. Will you whisper what it is? Uh-huh. Now, Bill, I know that we're going to get a lot of letters about this, but I'll say this to you. The clue concerns the fact that Lloyd's summer job is in New Jersey.
Oh.
That's the clue?
That's a clue.
I know what it
It has nothing to do with what he's going to major in college or anything like that.
No.
Just the summer job is in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And you have a feeling, Betsy, you know what it is.
Uh-huh.
May I have a conference? We've never had one on the show.
I think it'd be a nice gesture, yes.
It is.
That's the last conference you're going to have.
I'm sorry about the conference. All right, the only thing I have to say, I will shoot out what Betsy told me.
All right.
She said you don't get a job doing that. Betsy said he's going to have a job calling pigs.
Well, if he does, it has nothing to do with tonight's program.
Conferences don't help, Steve.
That's true. They hardly ever do. Lloyd, tell them how you're going to earn money this summer.
I count mosquitoes for the local mosquito.
Now, for the people who don't understand that the words New Jersey, that was a big clue to Bill. Suffice it to say that all New Yorkers feel that all of their mosquitoes are imported from New Jersey. Lloyd, actually, that seems like kind of an odd thing. When I think of a man counting mosquitoes, I imagine a guy with a pencil and paper going 1, 2, 3, 4. How do you do it?
We go out and we set up traps throughout the county, and then we collect them every day. And we take them back to the lab, and under a microscope, we separate the mosquitoes from all the insects we've collected. And then we just count them and identify them.
After that little sampling.
That's right.
It's the same way they check the ratings on TV shows, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Lloyd, best of luck to you in college, and I know that you're going to do all right also in your agricultural career. Now, Bess, I'd like you to meet your student. Would you tell us your name, where you're from?
My name's Richard Guthrie, and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
Hi, Richard.
And you have been going to school at Brigham Young, have you?
Yes, I just finished a year at Brigham Young University.
All right. Bess, last year, this young man earned a full year's tuition at Brigham Young by creating an ingenious service for customers at a big shopping center. So, Richard, will you whisper what you did? I better give you a very strong clue, Bess, because this is a very tough one. You might not guess it otherwise. It concerns a special kind of taxi service that the young man operated.
A special kind of taxi service. Richard, did it have anything to do with children? More to do with children rather than adults?
Not necessarily.
Did you taxi them in a vehicle? Actually taxi them?
Yes.
Outside of the shopping area from one destination to another?
Yes.
It depends what you mean by outside.
Oh, well, I mean outside of the store. Yes.
You wasn't under the roof.
Was it in the parking area?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you park cars?
No.
Did you taxied? Did you take people from the parking lot to the shopping center? I thought maybe you directed... Did you take people from the parking lot?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Richard, will you tell Bess how you taxied your customers?
Oh, in what?
I pulled people in the shopping center in a rickshaw.
In a...
What did you charge him, by the way?
It was on a tip basis. They paid whatever they thought the ride was worth.
What's the most you ever were paid?
The most I ever was paid was $2.25.
Very
But
good.
it was between 35 and 50 cents usually.
I see. What, did some drunk get in the thing? That's a pretty big tip.
Where did you get the rickshaw?
Where'd you get the rickshaw? Yeah.
My father helped me build it. We had 3 of them, and I leased 2 out to other boys that were going through college.
Oh, well, good for you. Very ingenious.
That's how we made so much
Now,
money.
Henry, here's the final contestant for you. Would you tell us your name, young fellow, where you're from, and where you go to school?
My name is Stephen Lamstein. I'm a pre-medical student at NYU, and I live in Manhattan.
Now, this young man holds down several jobs. He's part owner in the Shopper's newspaper. He does accounting work, and all of that while studying pre-med at night. And believe it or not, he still finds time to earn extra money with one other job. Now, will you whisper to me the details of that, Steve? That's what you call moonlighting, I guess. Henry, the best clue that I can give you is that if you got paid for doing this, you'd be a millionaire.
Is that really your best clue?
Not my best joke, but it is my best clue, yes.
I'd be a millionaire doing what you do. And the other thing you said, moonlighting. You do it late at night, do you?
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with, drinking?
No, it doesn't.
That's the only way I know I'd ever become a millionaire. Is it anything in the indulgent line of work?
No.
Does it have anything to do with ladies?
Unfortunately, no.
I've lost interest in your home. Well, we got the buzzer there just in time. Would you tell Henry what he's been missing all these years, Stephen?
Well, I get paid to sleep. in a medical research.
What hospital is it? What department?
It's at Psychiatric Institute, and it's rather restful. They hook up some electrodes, and I fall asleep, and then they just measure my brain waves.
I see. Well, it does sound like a great way to make money, and we wish all of you gentlemen the best of luck. We congratulate you on your individual resourcefulness. Incidentally, on the 28th of June, CBS is going to present a special program on the importance of youngsters continuing their educations. So if there's any young person in your home who is in doubt, seriously, be very sure that he watches CBS next Monday at 9:30 p.m. Gentlemen, good luck to you, congratulations, and keep up the good work. We'll be back with you again in just a moment, but first, let's watch this. Henry's going out to talk to those guys, find out about some of those jobs. And now may we have our next contestant, please. Nice to have you with us, partner. Will you tell us your name and where you're from?
My name is Mark Lee. I come from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Good for you. As you can see by his uniform, this young man is a baseball player. And to be more exact, he's a rookie for the Little League farm team, the Orange Bullets of Oakland Park. Now, after only 3 weeks of being in the game, Mark achieved something that almost qualifies him for the Baseball Hall of Fame, and in any event certainly qualifies him for I've Got a Secret. So, Mark, if you'll whisper the details to me, we'll show our audience what you did to achieve baseball fame at your own tender age, 8 years old. The clue to Mark's secret panel concerns something he did, and we'll start the game with Bess Meyerson.
Mark, I love your colors. Orange and white? Orange and white?
Yes.
Great. Mark, this thing that you did you do it while you were up at bat?
No.
Did it have something to do with the position you played?
No.
Well, in a sense it did, but...
I mean, like, were you pitcher and was it, no? Were you on the field when you hit this record, when you made this record?
Yes.
It wasn't a record in the usual sense, like, you know, the most strikeouts or something, although, again, it might be said to be a record. $20 down, Henry.
Mark, were you playing either shortstop or second?
Second.
Then it's not the only possibility, but did you perform a triple play?
Very good boy. He not only performed a triple play, Henry, but he did it all by himself. It was unassisted. Now, for the benefit of perhaps a few people around the country watching who don't know what an unassisted triple play is, would you explain it, please, Betsy?
Yes. Go ahead. Do it.
You want me to do it?
Yes, all right.
All right. Well, triple means 3.
Good.
And it must mean that he put people out at 3 different bases, maybe, and nobody got
One base. On second base.
At second base, he did, 3 men ran to second base, and he got him out. I'm really not too sure.
Well, listen, is that correct, Bess?
Well, I don't know how 3 people... I would imagine that Mark probably caught a fly and tagged out the guy running to second and...
Stepped on second.
And stepped on second and tagged out
stepped on
the
the
one
guy
who
running.
left.
That's
Right?
Well, you've just about got all around it there.
Yeah? Whatever
we'll
he
give
did,
you
I think is great.
Give you the background. It's actually a very crucial moment in the game. The score was tied 8-8, right, Mark?
Yes.
8-8. Now, the bases were loaded. Mark was playing second base. A line drive came straight at him, and he just put up his hand in front of his face to protect himself. Is that how it happened? And the ball went right in the webbing of his glove and stuck there. That was 1 out. And now the coach, who happened to be Mark's father, which is nice, yelled for his son to touch second base. And he did, and there were 2 out. And at this point, the runner on first base, who hadn't expected either of these 2 things to happen, got kind of confused. He kept on going, and he bumped into Mark accidentally, and that made him automatically out, giving Mark an unassisted triple play, and the stands went wild. Well, Mark, as I said, you couldn't have made your triple play at a better moment with the score tied at 8-8. What inning was it?
Second.
8-8 in the second inning? I must find out how this pitcher's battle turned out here. What was the final score of this game?
24-8.
That's funny. Did your team win?
Yes.
I see. Well, it was a good thing you made that play at the right time anyway. Congratulations on your triple play and good luck in your baseball career. Thanks for being with us. Now it's time to meet our special guest for tonight. You know, audiences along the East Coast summer stock circuit are going to be seeing her soon in a new play called Mrs. Dolly Has a Lover. Here is Arlene Francis. You look wonderful tonight, as always, and it's good to see you again.
Thank you, Steve.
I imagine you're going to have just great success with the play you're doing this summer, huh?
Oh, Steve, I hope so. It's a lovely, poignant, funny play, and I must say it's the hardest work I've ever done in my whole life.
Well, are your rehearsals any harder than the other plays you've done?
Oh, no, we're not in rehearsal yet. It's just that it is such hard work preparing for the rehearsals.
Ah, and if I know this program, that sounds like a lead into a secret. So if you'll whisper that secret to me, Arlene, we'll let everybody know what you are doing to prepare yourself for your new role. Sounds as if it's not only going to be tough on you, but on all of us.
Yes, that's
true. The clue to Arlene Francis' secret concerns what she's been doing to prepare herself for the new role, and we'll start the questioning with Henry Morgan.
Arlene, is what you're doing going to change your physical appearance?
My physical appearance?
You've heard of it, of course.
Some people think it might, but I think my physical appearance will remain fairly much the same, Henry.
Are you learning another language?
Not really, no.
Are you learning something that you didn't know before you found out it was required for this play?
You bet.
Is it something that you do mentally?
There's that aspect of
Yes,
it, but
there is that, but that's not the main thing.
Is it how to make something? That is in the sense of like how to knit or how to crochet or...
Well, not quite in that sense, no.
Good start, Henry. $20 down. Betsy?
Does it have to do, Arlene, with the character, Mrs. Dolly, that you'll be playing?
It does.
Now, is she different than you are normally?
Yes, she is.
Does she have, is there an impediment, not a speech impediment, but I mean, say, for instance, can she not see?
No. She's fine.
Physically, she's fine. Mentally, is she a little off?
No. No, Betsy, that is the way I am. The character is perfectly darling.
She's, but has it something to do with your... No, well, mental or physically, it has nothing to do with you.
No. I'm just fine in the play.
You're just fine in the play. It's just everything around you that's a little peculiar. Well, is it something that you actually do on stage?
Yes,
during
it
the
is.
play?
$40 down. Bill?
I'm glad you're fine, Arlene. I like that. And with all the help that I've had so far, I'd like to start all over again. Arlene, is the thing you are learning to do something that a lady would not ordinarily do or learn to do?
I think that's about it, yes.
Some ladies have done it, but it's unusual.
Well, I'm speaking of lady in the sense as opposed to a man. I'm not speaking of a lady as...
No, a female does not usually do this.
Some masculine act or accomplishment that you are learning, is that right?
Yes.
Does it have to do with muscles, Arlene?
Some places.
I know for a fact...
Some muscular activities involved. $60 down. Bess?
I was thinking along the wrong line, Arlene, because I thought possibly it might be that you were learning how to be more feminine than you, which is almost impossible, but I mean flirt or something. Is it along those lines? No, I took those lessons in school. This thing that you have to do in order to be more masculine, do you, by the way, dress in any scene as a man? No. No. Does it have anything to do with exercises that you have to do? Well, that's part of it. Anything in dance? No. Any sport?
No.
I think you were probably going in the right direction. Yes, Betsy?
Is it judo or karate or something like that?
All those movements might come in handy. I'll tell you, we all know what sacrifices actors and actresses make for their art. Betsy Palmer, for example, had to cut off all her hair for her new role in My Hair Is Gone.
My hair.
No, in South Pacific. But if that seems tough, Betsy, consider the plight of Arlene here, who for the past few months has been trying and succeeding a little bit to learn to play the trombone. Arlene, sounds to me as if you might have a whole new career ahead of you as a musician.
Oh, dear, I hope not. I've only been studying 2 months, and 802 has already turned me down.
I see. Well, as they say on television, we just happen to have a trombone here. And I may knock it apart getting it out of here.
I have to take my lipstick off.
All right. I'll take mine off then. We just happen to have this thing here, and could you show us what you've learned?
Now, you do all understand it's been a very short period, and this is the most difficult instrument, no matter what anybody tells you. However, I have a B flat down flat, I think.
Can we hear it?
Well, I haven't warmed up at all, you know, and I may not hit it off, but don't go away.
You're getting closer to it all the time. That's a little something for all you George M. Cohen fans out there.
Now, I have an F.
Well, I have a headache. Listen, so all this shouldn't be a total loss.
Yeah.
Before we hear from a lonely moose or something out there, why, we have our stage set over here, and Norman Paris has worked out what I'm sure will be a very embarrassing arrangement for you. But Norman has figured out how the few notes that you have had a chance to learn yet can be put to use. So you want to help yourself to our stage? This is a TV first, ladies and gentlemen, and if we play our cards right, a last, I think. Here is Arlene Francis, accompanied by Jack Rain, who has played the instrument before a little bit, demonstrating her skill on the trombone. Here she is.
Downtown Chicago. It's the music of Arlene Francis and her Auburn Orchestra. We are dancing and dancing. We'll be right back after this important message.
All we have time to do is say good night, so good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
I've Got a Secret has been brought to you tonight by
Rich-tasting instant Maxwell House coffee and Dream Whip, the whipped topping mix. Both fine products of General Foods.
This program was pre-recorded. This is John Cannon speaking.